Over 48% of women do not know how to calculate their menstrual cycle, meaning they do not know what their menstrual cycle is about. Some of them feel like if I started my period on the first of the month, I should see it again on the first of the month. Madam, it is not always like that. Yes, what you need to understand is how many days cycle do I have? That is the first thing to understand. Welcome back. My name is Nurse Blessing Dumene, and today I'll be taking us on how to calculate your safe period. I am a registered nurse and midwife, and if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. Click the notification bell too so that you'll be the first to know each time I post new videos, especially topics like this. So, first of all, before you talk about safe and unsafe period, you should know what a menstrual cycle is. I will simply define that as a series of events that prepares a woman's body for pregnancy. And of course, if there is no pregnancy at the end of the day, there will be another flow of blood, which is what we call the menses or period. It is simply the interval or the days between the start of your period and the next period that is yet to begin. That is the start of one period and the start of another period. The days in between that is what we call your menstrual cycle. And the average cycle for a woman is 28 days. Nevertheless, some women have shorter cycles, like 3 weeks. That is every 21 days they see their period, while some women have longer period, like say for 35 days or 34 days or even more. Sometimes they even see their period maybe after 1 month, something like that. So it varies from person to person. But what is important is for you to know your own cycle so that you will be able to calculate your safe and unsafe period. So for this video, I'm going to be using the average 28-day cycle. So what that means is if your period started on the 3rd of okay, we are in May now, 3rd of May, for example. That is the first day or your day 1 of your cycle. So that is day 1. We have day 2, day 3, day 4, 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11, day 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, day 19, day 20, day 21, day 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so this is it. 28-day cycle is going to stop at 30th of the month. What that means is that on 31st, another cycle begins. You can have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So what this means is if you started your period on the 3rd of May of the month, that is the first day of your cycle. That means if you had maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 days flow, that's fine. Now, for people that have 28 days cycle, their mid-cycle or ovulation day is likely going to be half of 28. That means 28 divided by 2, that's 14. So their mid-cycle will be on the 14th day of the cycle. 14th day of the cycle. Remember I said that the first day of the cycle is the first day you started the menstrual flow. So that is the day, that is your day 1. It doesn't matter whether it's on the 1st or the 2nd or the 3rd or 4th. Even if it's on the 18th, 19th of the month, that is your day 1. That is the day you started the period. Because I've heard some people say, okay, if I saw my period on the first day of the month, I should see it again on the first day of another month. It doesn't work that way. What you should be concerned about is your cycle. How many days are in your cycle? I don't know if we understand it. Yeah. So if you started your cycle on the first of the month, that first for you is day one. If you started it on the second for you is day one. Even if you started it on the 28th or the 30th of the month, 30th for you is your day one of that cycle. So for us, the period started on the 3rd. So that is my day one. So for a 28-day cycle, your mid-cycle or your ovulation day is likely going to be your 14th day, which is on the 16th of that month. That's the 14th day. This is it. So for you to say you're safe, you must avoid sexual intercourse within 2 to 3 days before the 14th day, as well as 2 to 3 days after the 14th day. So what that means is this: you avoid sexual intercourse within these days if you're not planning to get pregnant. Between these days is not safe for you. If you're not planning to get pregnant, these are your unsafe period. This is the unsafe period. Now, if this is your unsafe period, including the ovulation day, because this is the day you're most likely to be pregnant, and these days too within it, these days surrounding the ovulation date are the days you are more likely to be pregnant. So if these are your unsafe period, what that means is that any other day outside this day in that cycle is free. So why we are giving 3 days in and 3 days out is because studies have shown that the man's sperm lasts for about 48 to 72 hours. That's 2 to 3 days. Meaning, if you meet a man within these days, the likelihood of getting pregnant is there because the sperm might still be alive. Hence, the idea of these 3 days in and 3 days out. So, on day 11th of your menstrual period, which is the 13th of that month, up to the 15th is not safe. Now the 14th day, which is the ovulation day, it is assumed that even if the sperm is released, it's likely going to stay alive within this period. So you do not want to have any sexual intercourse within these 3 days. That's on the 13th of this month, 14th and 15th, because your ovulation day is on the 16th, which is the 14th day of that cycle. And a lot of things can influence ovulation. The day might change, so you do not also want to have any sexual intercourse on the 15th, 16th and 17th, which is like 3 days after the ovulation. That is on the 17th of the month, 18th of the month and 19th of the month, which are the days surrounding your ovulation or your peak day. So this is how to be safe. If you know you do not want any pregnancy, you avoid unwanted pregnancy. But it's the reverse for those who want to be pregnant or who want to have a baby. These are the most likely fertile period that you should meet. Every other day outside this period is considered safe. But these are the period that is unsafe because these are the period you are most likely going to be pregnant. You should engage mostly on these days. The chances of pregnancy is very, very high on these days. I've heard a lot of women complain that I've not been able to conceive, I've not been able to. This is the week, of your most fertile period in a cycle. So if you are missing this week, or you are playing any match or engaging in any sexual intercourse outside this period, you're likely not going to get pregnant. For some women, that's this period or this week is about a week. That's when maybe their husband is traveling or they are most busy at work or busy in business or one thing or the other. If you miss this week, you're likely not going to be pregnant. if you do not have sexual intercourse, persistent, regular, unprotected sexual intercourse. This is the time to play all your match, for goal or win-win. You get the point now? So this is the period. Then for those that do not want to be pregnant, also this is the time to run away. Guys, this is the period to run away. All right. So I hope that this video has been helpful, but I want to quickly note that this calculation, like I mentioned earlier, is for the regular 28-day cycle. So if you have an extended cycle, like let me say 30 days, what that means is that half of your cycle will be the 15th day. That is the day you'll be ovulating. So that will be your mid-cycle. So on your 15th day of your cycle, 3 days in, 3 days out, you are not safe. If you have a 32-day cycle, your mid-cycle is the 16th of the month or 16th of the cycle, which is 3 days in, 3 days out, you are not safe. So this calculation will not favor those who have irregular cycle. What I mean by irregular cycle is that this cycle you have 28 days, another cycle you have 30 days, another cycle you have 34 days, another cycle you have 36 or even 38 days, another cycle you have 21 days. That irregularity over 6 months, this calculation may not work for you because of that irregularity. So this will really favor people who have consistent menstrual flow or regular cycle. Meaning that if you check your period over the 6 months, for example, what you have there is 28 days continuously, or maybe 30 days continuously, or 32 days continuously, then you can work with this. But when you have irregular cycles, this method might not work for you. So I trust that this video has been helpful, and I would love to hear your own comments on the comment section, your questions on the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and I want to beg you again, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you are not doing the right thing. So thank you guys. Bye for now.